to the news on Skk TV Uganda. My name is Hilary Marion Kasolo, and this is Field Truth. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Macarius Bakery and Hills and Vans. It marks 2 years since the retired Colonel Chiza Besigye was detained in November of 2024. The Uganda People's Defense Forces are set for their second national military drill competition this month. But have you ever wondered about the Palace Twekobe, a historical palace or home for the Kabaka? It marks 2 years since the retired Colonel Chiza Besigye was detained in November of 2024. He was arrested with his colleague Haji Obedi Lutale in Kenya. As of today, they are still facing charges of attempting to ridicule the government.
It marks 2 years since Colonel Chiza Besigye was arrested and detained in November 2024 when he was arrested with his colleague Haji Obedi Lutale in Kenya. As of today, they are still facing charges of attempting to ridicule the government. Warren Chiza Besigye Chifefe was born on the 22nd of April in 1956 and is the second of 6 children. Both of his parents died before he finished his primary school, and his father was a soldier. He attended Kisana Sol Primary School and Bara Junior School for primary. He later joined Chitante High School, where he completed his 4th grade until he joined Chigezi High School in Kabale District, where he completed his 5th and 6th grade. He later joined Makerere University in 1975 until he graduated in 1980 with a degree in sociology. After graduation, Besigye worked at several hospitals including Mulago, Aga Khan, and Kenyatta National Hospital before joining the National Resistance Movement Army. In 1982, now known as the National Resistance Movement NRM. Today he became Museveni's doctor, which brought Mr. Museveni to power. After Museveni took power, Besigye was appointed Minister of Interior of the country. His relationship with Mr. Museveni gradually deteriorated when Besigye wrote a critical statement in 1999, which led to his being taken to military court for trial until 2000, when he was acquitted and announced in October 2000 that he would not contest the 2001 elections. It was tying the knife that helped him retire from the Uganda Police Defense Forces with the rank of colonel. In August of 2001, Besigye fled to South Africa, where he spent 4 years, saying he was afraid of being harmed after the country's elections in October of 2005. He was greeted by thousands of people ahead of the 2006 elections. In November of 2005, he was arrested on treason and rape charges, whose arrest sparked riots in Kampala and around the country. As of today, Besigye has contested 5 times, including the 2001 election when he was defeated by Museveni with 59%, but he got 37% without a party and 37.39%, as well as 2011 where Museveni got 68.38% and Besigye got 26.1%. And the last time in 2016, Museveni won with 60.62% and Besigye got 35.61%. Besigye has been arrested several times, and in October 2012, he was arrested for attempting to set fire to citizens. Last year, the Supreme Court declared the trial of civilians in military courts unconstitutional and ordered an immediate stay of all prosecutions against Besigye. He is a full-fledged married man when he married Winnie Byanyima in July of 1999. Besigye is the most respected opposition leader who today launched the New People's Front for Freedom after leaving the FDC.
Also, the Health Minister, Dr. Chris Balyomunsi, has welcomed the morning ban of the sale of alcohol. It is said that the Ministry of Health is always advocating to save the lives of Ugandans who suffer from the effects of alcoholism. He also spoke at a meeting with NGOs advocating for the safe use of alcohol in Kampala.
Health Minister Dr. Chris Balyomunsi has welcomed the morning ban on the sale of alcohol threatened by the Ministry of Local Government and said that as the Ministry of Health, this is always advocated to save the lives of Ugandans who suffer from the effects of alcoholism. He was speaking at a meeting with NGOs advocating for the safe use of alcohol in Kampala.
There is need for regulation in terms of when should people access it, who should access it, how much you should consume, even which alcohol should be on the market.
The Uganda Alcohol Policy Alliance has met in Kampala to discuss how it will assist the Ministry of Consumer Affairs in implementing the ban on alcohol consumption, passed by the Minister of Consumer Affairs, Baram Barugahara, recently. They say they have been fighting for a long time to ensure that something is done to save the lives of Ugandans from being ruined by alcohol abuse.
We must be, in my view, objectively supportive of the regulation of alcohol in this country. Whatever amount of money they give us for advertising on one, we must be honest and objective and point to the harm of alcohol honestly, objectively, and directly.
Health Minister Chris Balyomunsi thanked the health workers for coming up with something they already have and promised that the Ministry of Health will bring legislation in Parliament to further regulate the use of alcohol and show legislation. He also welcomed the bill because it benefits all Ugandans.
Uganda is still mourning the loss of the entertainment legend Alex Mukulu. The cause of his death was concluded as having liver complications. There was a vigil held in Mengo at his residence from Saturday the 15th, and another ceremony was held at the National Theatre. Burial is set to be on Thursday the 20th of this week. We hope for strength for his family and friends. The Uganda People's Defense Forces are set for their second national military drill competition this month, with a focus on precision, discipline, and cohesion as three pillars of the national resilience and transformation. The three-day event will be held at the Kololo Ceremonial Grounds and will be presided over by the Chief of Defense Forces, General Muhoozi Kainerubaga.
We come again here at Uganda Media Center to announce to you and make known to the public yet a very important occasion, very important event that is due to take place from within this very week towards the end of this week. That is the CDF, that is the Chief of Defense Forces, Inter-Forces Drill Competition 2026, the second edition. We had the first edition last year, and indeed now we are pleased that we have come to the second edition. To make it easier, what do we mean by the drill competition? In military terms here, the military drill we refer to, this is just the precise marching. The precise marching, weapon handling, and synchronized movements. When we have a number of drills coordinated and structured, forms what we call a parade. And I know our public are so much aware of the parade and they love the parade so much. So indeed, this time we bring yet another second edition of the Chief of Defense Forces Inter-Forces Drill Competition, that's of the year 2026. We'll hold this second edition of the CDF Inter-Forces competition at the same venue, that's at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds, starting from the 22nd of August, this very month, 2026, through to 25th August 2026, under the theme Precision, Discipline, and cohesion, pillars of national resilience and transformation. Building on the success of the inaugural edition, that's in May 2025, that's the first edition, where 16 teams participated, and Internal Security Organization, that is ISO, emerged the overall winner. This year's competition expands to feature, this time we have over 40 squads, 40 teams, so it's a bit larger, and more than 1,400 participants are competing. Participants drawn from all the UPDF's branches and services. We shall be having senior, junior, and warrant officers, together with the other ranks, showcase sword and crop stick drills, pace sticks, cane sticks, and foot drills. In the end, the 5 top teams will also perform what we call freestyle drill displays, blending Ugandan cultural heritage with military tradition to highlight UPDF's identity.
The Buganda Kingdom is one of the most traditional kingdoms around the world. Many royal palaces have been abandoned, but have you ever wondered about the Palace Twekobe, a historical palace or home for the Kabaka located in Mengo, Rubaga?
Sweet, sweet, sweet Uganda, it's the ball of Africa. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah. Sweet, sweet, sweet Uganda.
No wonder I'm African, but better still Uganda.
They're in the ball of Africa.
The Buganda Kingdom is one of the most traditional kingdoms around the world, but many royal palaces have been abandoned. But have you ever wondered about the palace of the Twekobe Palace located in Mengo in Rubaga Division? The palace is the main royal palace called Twekobe, meaning to work together. It is located in Mengo Hill City in Kampala, accessible via the Royal Mile, which runs like Kamukenene from the Buganda Parliament in Bulange to drive straight to the palace, and the road leading there is covered with statues representing the Buganda tribes, as well as a similar Miti, but his friends are chasing the road. This palace was built by King Mwanga II in 1885 after succeeding his father King Mutesa in 1884. The name Mengo, on which it sits, came from the hill which was famous for the mbubu stones used to grind herbal medicines and maize, which led to the area being nicknamed Mengo. And since its construction, it has been ruled by only 6 kings, including King Mwanga II, King Mutebi Nyonyoni Tono Chiwewa, King Rashid Kalema Mugulama, King David Chwa II, King Mutesa II, and the current King Ronald Muwenda Mutebi II. It is 141 years old in total and is one of the oldest buildings in Uganda. With a size of 250 acres of land, it covers only 70 acres and is surrounded by a grey fence that you cannot finish because it's the size of unprecedented. In 1966, former Prime Minister Kakwenkene Dr. Apollo Milton Obote invaded the palace and ousted King Mutesa from the throne, which resulted in the destruction of the Buganda Kingdom and all traditional leadership across the country, 27 administered by the government. During President Idi Amin Dada's rule between 1971 to 1979, this was turned into a military barracks and used as a basement where they tortured ably opposed to his rule. And the road you see takes you directly to the rooms where men are torturing people, your cruel friends, if you stay on the walls while you watch. Here you will find historic cars driven by kings, which when you see them, they represent the roots of the old cars, as well as missiles that will be used in many wars, as well as portraits of kings and royalty. Although the palace was restored to the kingdom, however, the current King Ronald Muwenda Mutebi II rarely visits it due to its historic violence committed in it.
In our international news, Hakainde Hichilema has been re-elected as Zambia's president after defeating opposition challenger Brian Mundubile by more than 1 million votes, but his victory comes amid opposition concerns over the conduct of the election and questions about the country's political direction. The Electoral Commission of Zambia declared Hichilema the winner on Tuesday after he secured 2,965,326 votes against Mundumbile's 1,856,217 votes, giving him another 5-year mandate after first taking office in 2021. The result of Thursday's voting extends the rule of a leader who came to power, promising to rebuild an economy weakened by debt, restore investor confidence, and revive growth in Africa's second-largest copper producer. Mundubile's alliance raised concerns over aspects of the voting process and the counting of results, while Hichilema's supporters rejected the claims and said the outcome reflected public confidence in the government's direction. The result begins a new phase in which Hichilema's mandate will be tested against public expectations and questions about Zambia's political landscape. His first term was largely focused on economic stabilization and rebuilding international confidence. Copper remains central to Zambia's future. As demand grows for the metal used in electric vehicles, renewable energy technologies, and other parts of the global energy transition, the country is seeking to increase production and attract more investment. Hichilema's re-election completes a dramatic political turnaround for a politician who spent years in opposition before defeating former President Edgar Lungu in 2021. His United Party for National Development campaigned on promises of economic reform, improved governance, and job creation. Mundubile's opposition alliance focused on frustration over the cost of living and argued that improvements under Hichilema's government had not yet reached many households. Thank you for watching. We will see you next week.